Hello my dirty little dumplings and welcome back to Brian Abroad. In today's video, Yuan and I are here in Singapore. Our first stop on our first day here is actually the Jewel at the Jewel Changi Airport. So let's go check out that fountain. Logan Airport in Boston could never do this. They're playing the Star Wars music for some reason. Maybe Darth Vader is on that train. Another reason I'm excited to be here is because they have a Pokemon Center here. I actually think it is the first Pokemon Center ever outside of Japan. So I'm really excited to check that out today and spend probably too much money. There it is, there's the Pokemon Center. We went downstairs to the basement so we can see what it looks like from the lower level. That looks crazy. Also, I'm getting really wet standing here. Whoa, look at that view. You can basically eat right next to where the fountain is. That's awesome. Wait, is this like the under part after it already falls through the drain?
Yes,
That's so cool. We were joking around about where it goes and if I could like jump in it and just keep falling forever in an endless circle. But now I know that the people who are eating here in the food court would see my body. We went down to the basement so that we could see like where it goes. It just looks so crazy when you're watching it.
You can see it's going down from
Yeah, you can see the drainage over there on the bottom. You guys, they have a Don Don Donkey here. This is so cool. When we were here in Japan, we bought so many different Kit Kat flavors. I'm actually not seeing that many right now, but it's cool that they have the matcha one. Oh no, wait, there are so many more. Milk tea Kit Kats. There are more Kit Kat flavors. We have Hojicha, we have Uji Matcha, and then there's some sort of like Japanese cheesecake. Oh, strawberry cheesecake. Nice. These things are so good. I haven't had them in so long. I'm definitely buying them. They have all kinds of Pokemon jelly candy. They have Pokemon curry. So what I was supposed to be telling you guys while I was here is that in Japan, there's this really cool supermarket called Don Quijote, which is like a full-service Japanese supermarket with all kinds of sauces, snacks, sushi, fresh meat and seafood, health and beauty products, and ready-to-eat prepared foods. You could get anything there, like literally anything. They have an international offshoot called Don Don Donki, and when I was in Hong Kong a few years ago, I think I was here like every day buying new snacks. Probably because they have this like siren song that drags you in, and then once you've heard it, you can never stop singing it again for the whole rest of your life. Because it is a Japanese shop, it's also full of all kinds of Japanese pop culture items. So instead of informing you about what Don Don Donki actually is, I just kept getting sidetracked by all of the Pokemon things, of which there were many. Pokemon toys, Pokemon cookies, Pokemon instant noodles, Pokemon yogurt drinks, I mean the list goes on and on. After grabbing some snacks at Don Don Donki, we headed off to Tonkatsu Ma Maison, where we both got some delicious katsu. Yuan had the fried pork katsu, and I had the pork katsudon, which is pork cutlet covered in soft egg and soy sauce over rice. Yum. After lunch, it was time to head to the hotel and freshen up a bit before we set off on our next adventure, a trip on the Singapore Flyer. You can see the Marina Bay Sands over here in the distance. I can see the wheel in the distance too. All right, so we went back to the hotel and freshened up a little bit. Probably doesn't really matter though because it's like 100 degrees out right now. It's really, really hot. And we're currently walking a mile so that we can ride on the Singapore Flyer, which is basically a giant Ferris wheel. And I think we're just about here basically. We didn't really like sleep the past like day and a half, a lot of traveling to get here, but we already bought tickets for 2 things, so we have to do them today whether we want to or not. Yeah. So pray for us. Yeah, there's a much better view of Marina Bay Sands. There's a bar up on that boat somewhere called the C'est La Vie Bar. I think you have to pay like 30 Singapore dollars to get in, but you can use that towards the price of a drink, and then you get a really good view of the bay. So we're hoping to do that at some point. I don't know about tonight, but sometime before we leave. But it's better than doing the observatory there because the observatory you also have to pay for, but you don't get to drink afterwards. Singapore Flyer, 550 meters. Here's the Flyer. And here's the crazy thunderstorm that looks like it's about to start. Fun! It does say online that the Flyer might stop operation if the weather's bad enough. So hopefully whatever is like over there can hold off for like 30 minutes because that's how long I think one rotation takes. It's quite a long ride. You probably don't want to be stuck at the top when lightning is about to strike or something like that. All right, we have arrived at the Singapore Flyer. Oh my, that's tall. So the tickets also include something called the time capsule, which I think is basically just talking about the history of Singapore, maybe? Oh, we're entering the time capsule.
Program for a special mission to share Singapore's story with you. Let's go back 700 years to the beginning of days on the island.
Welcome, island visitors, to Singapore.
Wow, it didn't look that fast outside. All right, so basically this exhibit is just filling you in on the background history of Singapore, talking about the different people who controlled it and shaped it, different foods that they're eating, how land was reclaimed from the sea in order to build up the city. But I'm kind of ready for the wheel. Is that where Taylor Swift was playing?
Oh yeah.
It does say that it's Asia's tallest Ferris wheel. How many people do they fit on one cart at one time, I wonder? Oh.
Welcome to Singapore Flyer. Learn more about us and other places of interest within Singapore as we embark on this journey. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Are you celebrating? We're basically like almost as tall as the Marina Bay Sands over there. All right, so we made it on the wheel, the flyer, the high flyer, the flyer.
Yeah, the flyer.
The flyer. It was nice because there's actually seats inside and they don't like cram too many people in. There's only 11 people in our cart, but the recording said that it can fit up to 28 people, which would be ridiculous. There's a seat, so if you want to just like sit down and enjoy the ride, you can. It does take about 30 minutes. There was kind of like a storm going on, but not really near us. So at some point the sky looked kind of crazy, which is really cool. And you could see like over the gardens and you could see all the different little like boroughs of the city. And now we've made our way basically like across the water from the Ferris wheel to the gardens at Marina Bay, because we also bought tickets for this today because we're stupid and we just kept buying everything for one day. I don't know, by the third day we're not gonna have like anything to do. It's gonna be like a scenic tour of the hotel.
Could be the shopping day.
Yeah, but yeah, we're about to go into the gardens, so I'll check in with you guys there. So we are currently in the cloud forest. We basically just got in, and then we found out that if you want to go to the very top, the only way to do that is to get in line for an elevator and wait maybe 20 or 30 minutes. I hadn't actually heard anything about that online, so I had no idea. So currently we're waiting in line, and hopefully when we get to the view up at the top, it's amazing. We made it! The Lost World. Where are the dinosaurs? Wow, it's really cold up here.
Yeah, it is cold.
I love it. It really feels amazing in here. After being outside all day in like the swampy humidity and heat, it feels amazing. It feels incredibly high. We didn't time this very well. We're kind of running out of time. We bought tickets for something that we didn't even realize we bought tickets for, and then basically we don't probably even have any time to go there. The cloud forest that we just came out of was really nice, and it didn't take that long to get to the top, but when we did get to the top, there's just so many people that it wasn't really like very enjoyable. It was mostly just like you're in a giant human snake. Yeah, like pushing your way back down to the bottom. So I was kind of like in a rush to get out of there. And now we're in the Flower Dome area, which also looks pretty cool. Maybe it would be better to be here in the daytime. I'm not really sure, but we don't really have a lot of time for this either. So let's try to see as much as we can while we can. There's like a Moulin Rouge style windmill over there. It says we're in the South American garden, but they're playing like French accordion music. Oh, the sheep are adorable. Oh, the water wheel is an actual water wheel. Alright, we finished with the Flower Dome. It was a little bit difficult to see some of the stuff there. The main centerpiece was definitely the tulip exhibit. And now we are on our way to the Super Tree Grove. So the area that we just went to only had 3 trees. It didn't really seem like the right place for the show, so we're headed to where the Super Tree Observatory is. We actually had a ticket for that we never even got to use today because we just ran out of time. We just read online that that's the best place to watch the show that happens, which is gonna happen in like 30 minutes from now. So we're on our way back to the Super Tree Observatory. Okay, now we're at Super Tree Grove. This makes more sense. This makes more sense. There's so many more trees over here. After the show, we did the most cultural thing we could possibly do in Singapore. We went to Shake Shack, accidentally grabbed some chili sauce instead of ketchup. Thanks for watching today's video. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more videos like this one here on my channel, please remember to click that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And while you're down there, ring the bell so that you get notified when I upload part 2 of our Singapore adventure, where Yuan and I go to Singapore Universal Studios and check out the C'est La Vie bar atop the Marina Bay Sands. See you then.